So I am streaming in YouTube, sir. Just a minute.
Yeah, please start. Please start.
Yeah, it started streaming, sir. So yeah, we will wait for a few minutes, sir. Sharp 11 will start, sir.
Okay.
Purnima, madam.
Sir?
At the end also that appreciation slide, you keep it ready, madam. You share, madam.
Okay, sir.
Because from my system it is not getting shared.
Okay, sir. I will share, sir.
Okay. You download and keep it ready.
Okay, sir.
Shall we wait for a few minutes, sir? Participants are joining now. Krishna Mohan,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Hello? Parul.
Shall we begin, sir? Principal, sir.
Vijay sir,
Rajvel, sir, will you be able to handle, sir, or should we ask Purna, madam?
am I audible, sir?
You are audible.
Yeah, yeah, I am. I'm ready to create a
Okay,
profile.
right. Shanmugam, sir, shall we proceed?
Sir,
So once you can
yes,
ask principal, sir.
we'll ask principal sir, sir.
Yeah, I'm asking. I think it's not a principal, sir.
Sir,
Sir, shall we start the session, sir?
yes, sir. 11 o'clock over, no?
Already it is 11 2, sir.
11:03. Ah, you can start, sir. Please.
Okay. A very warm good morning to all the participants for this 3-day national webinar for day 3 of the national webinar organized by Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis, Sree Vidyanikethan College of Pharmacy. Now I request Head Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis, Dr. Shanmugam, to welcome the gathering. Over to Dr. Shanmugam.
Good morning to one and all. Known is the drop, unknown is the ocean. Learning process is the lifetime process. We, the management, staffs, and students of Sri Vidyanikethan College of Pharmacy family, heartily welcomes the honorable speaker for the today's session, Mr. Madhuri Krishna Mohan Garu, Senior Manager, HR Department, Biocon Limited, Hyderabad. Other college faculty members, student delegates, and industry delegates. We have successfully completed 2 days and we are marching on to the third and final day of the webinar today. Today's session, Mr. Madhuri Krishna Mohan Garu will deliver his presentation on corporate expert, expectation from campus students. Hope you all will enjoy this session. Thank you. Over to Mr. P. Rajavel, sir.
Thanks, sir. Dr. Vijay, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Rajwal, sir.
Yeah. Very good morning, one and all. This is Rajavel. It's my privilege to introduce and welcome today's chief guest, the guest of honor and speaker, Mr. Madhuri Krishna Mohan, sir. Sir, very warm welcome to you, sir. Mr. Madhuri Krishna Mohan is an MBA professional from Andhra University. He has 12 years of experience in chemical and pharma industry, and he was associated with companies like Dr. Reddy's Laboratories Limited. He is a veteran from Indian Air Force, having 20 years of experience in handling and maintenance of various fighter aircrafts and ground systems. He is certified in HR capability, HR analytics, and business continuity programs from various industrial and academic institutions. Currently, he is managing end-to-end HR processes as site HR head for the Biocon Limited, located at Hyderabad. He played a key role in securing and maintaining the standards as per the regulatory agencies such as US FDA, UK MHRA, WHO, COFEPRIS as per Drugs and Cosmetics Act, ISO 14001 and OSAS 18001. Sir, we are very glad to have you here today as speaker for today's webinar. Now I request Mr. Madhuri Krishna Mohan, sir, to please share the screen and start the today's webinar. Thank you, sir. Over to Mr. Madhuri Krishna Mohan, sir. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vijay and all the senior principal as well as the college management for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to be associated with Sri Vidyanikethan Trust as well as college. And I feel very happy to participate, to be present in your college seminar, which is a national wide. We always working as a professional in the pharmaceutical industry, we look into the best talents out of industry, and we also like to bridge the gap between academic as well as industry requirement, so as to it will help the students to prepare for tomorrow. That is what our main aim, and this will definitely will give some insight for the development of the people, which the academia may not actually have those kind of a things. So based on practical limitations or practical expectations of an industry, we would like to emphasize on few things that student must know before completion of their course academia. So related to that, I would like to take this particular session for a period of 60 minutes. I hope, I feel, I request, and then I expect most of the participants who are really looking for a good career in their program will take some benefit out of this particular program and will try to adopt those kind of things for their focus tomorrow. I would like to screen certain kind of my presentations, which will give some highlight points. While putting some highlight point, I will be narrating that what are the requirements basically in order to achieve that particular point. Fine. Am I audible just before sharing the screen? I would
Yes,
like
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
are
Very
audible.
much audible, sir.
is my voice is clear, audible.
Very clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is my screen clear?
Yeah, visible, sir. Just you maximize it, sir.
Just
Vijay, sir, you can mute all.
Sir, if I am muting, okay, sir, I'll try.
is it clear,
Yes, sir,
Dr.
your screen
Vijay?
is clear, sir. Clear.
Uh, Fine. Good time, and thanks once again for each and every faculty for providing me such a wonderful opportunity. It's a live streaming kind of a things. I will be, moving to the slide by slide and the topics, and then we will have a small discussion point. Generally, we go whenever we go or visit any kind of a pharmaceutical industry or any other kind of industry. We would like to have a more and more interactive session with the students so that what they are grasping from us in order to check and then clear that out then and there. As you know that the entire world is going with the pandemic of corona, and digital learning has become a more and more importance today. We are all connected for globalized media through this particular webinar or kind of online this one. But I also request each and everyone to take away certain kind of input from this presentation, as well as you will practicize for your better career. And let me just start. This topic agenda of this particular seminar, what I capped is like a bridging the gap, especially the academia, whatever you are learning theoretically and the subject matter, you are a subject matter expert probably in that area. However, you must know what is the requirement of today's industry that you are looking for a better career in your future. So just a glimpse, we would like to enhance on this particular area. And this is the main theme and agenda of this particular seminar, how to be industry ready. That's the main theme of this particular today's seminar. Going forward, just I would like to see what all the takeaways from this seminar today for you people in this during the 60 minutes. So primarily the takeaways are basically the first one is business acumen. What does it mean by business acumen? Right? Industrial acumen or business acumen is one of the most important factors that every student must know in today's world. What does it mean? It is nothing but in a short form accumulation of the knowledge towards a business for which you are looking for your career to join with. So it is nothing but understanding a business where you are would like to take a participation in that particular area. I'll tell you why it is important in today's scenario. This is basically most of the students who are coming for our interviews, either offline or online or through campus or a lateral. When we inquire them why you would like to do a job in this organization or what do you know about industry, and most of them show a blank faces to us. Which in turn we understand that even after graduating or post graduating from a reputed industry, if you are not interested about a business or only interested about your job only, probably there are very less prospects for you to grow in an industry to the heights. This is the major thing for which we would like to know every person joining as a managerial cadres in the industry. Managerial means not only the management, it is in kind of a technical or non-technical. But if somebody is joining after graduation or a post-graduation, they must be aware a little bit about the industry. So we will talk about what is business acumen, what are the points that you must know about the business acumen, later on elaborate it. Then we will move on to there is something called KSA concepts. In industry, these are the more important thing that everybody must possess. Basically, this topic covers things required to perform your exceptional or your kind of a talent that you have or achieved and which you demonstrate in industry. What are the three things or what are the that basic things that you need to have to perform in an industry? That will be covered in this particular topic, and this will be a key takeaways for your future. Then we will be getting into the next topic like work etiquette. Work etiquette is nothing but a culture of an industry that you would like to learn or understand before stepping into an industry. As all are aware, we already crossed the school level, college level, now into the graduation level or a PG level. Every level based on your age and maturity and mental ability, you are also adopting a different ways and culture according to the current scenarios. The same way, if you are already well aware of work etiquette or organization culture well before you enter in an industry, that will definitely help you or settle down with very quick and lesser time and with easy adaptability. That is where we would like to have this work etiquette. What are the things that industry is looking? Either you are matching or not. If you are do not have, then probably you can try to develop before you enter in an organization. Then we will be talking about certain things, kind of a competencies. What is competency and what does it mean? How it will mean you as an employee to an organization, and what are the basic competencies that we will look into you when you are entering in a corporate kind of a sector or well-renowned global culture, global organization. Okay, that is what we will be discussing. That is nothing but individual attributes. Not every person are alike. Everyone has got different abilities and capabilities in them, which they will be demonstrating at various times to do a well, to perform well. So in that, what we need to have the basic competencies and how you need to develop those kind of things, where all these things will be helpful, we'll be discussing in that particular slide called competencies. And of course, the next, when we go, the every industry, not only organization, starting from your house, parentalhood, or a teachinghood, even a college, every industry or an institution will definitely abide to certain values, which they will definitely expect the people to develop those things or cherishing the organization as well as to get a good name or a brand in a world environment. So before that, we will be discussing the what are the basic values or morals that a person need to develop in their or imbibe themselves in their body so that they can definitely get a good rapport as well. They can be a good member in an institution wherever they go. So this is the fundamental principle that everybody must know and demonstrate and try in practice at all the times when they are there in the industry. That we'll be discussing about that. And of course, last but the least, we'll be discussing finally how to get prepared yourself for getting ready to become a partnership or a membership in a worldwide organizations. Basically, what all that they are looking into, or when you are going for any kind of interview or kind of a participation of any kind of a presentations. So what all that you need to prepare yourself, what is should be from your end, that particular points also we will discuss in the final slide that we will be talking about how to get ready or how to get prepared yourself for a better tomorrow or to attend a interactive session or interview of any organization. Probably I feel that these are the minimal that basic things that each and every person as a student must process and learn. There are a lot of things besides of these particular basic things, but the time when goes, probably when you get a little maturity or join organization, all these things you will come to know later on. But the foundation strong which will be strong from your end, probably that will help you to develop all these aspects. And we will now move on to a point by point, each slide by slide, and then we'll discuss each and everything elaboratively, and then clearly. Fine. Business acumen. That's what the first topic, what we need to discuss. What does it mean? How it helps a student? People may say, ki, I just want to get a job in an industry. My job description is very much pretty and understandable, and I'm already know that what is my job in an industry. Why should I bother about that organization? Where is this subject is going to help me out? So these sort of things are will be a question for so many people when we ask them whether they have business acumen. But friends, I would like to tell you where all these sort of things will help you in your future career, and it is into my bit. I would like to emphasize the requirement of understanding the business acumen for any student before entering into an organization. Fine. I would like to do certain kind of analogy before getting into this particular subject. Most of the students, most of you are having some passion towards certain private social activities. Like somebody may be interested in a sports activity, somebody may be interested in a film industry, somebody may be interested in a direction, or somebody may be in music. By the age we are growing from childhood onwards, we started developing a passion towards that, and we unknowingly or knowingly, we will be participating ourselves in a group discussion whenever the topic goes, either in a bus journey or a drive journey or when friends chat together, or even betting also we do with the confidence that we know all the subjects. But friends, you need to understand one point there. Though we don't have direct interaction with that particular area, though we may not directly participate in that particular area, though we do not spend a time for that particular thing, but still we are having a lot of interest to know that particular things. Not only the members of that particular forum, even we go beyond that particular. Now, let's example. I would like to say, let us somebody who having passion towards cricket, not only knowing the cricket stars of entire world. We know, though we might have not seen directly participated as a cricket international, but we will get to know a lot of information about the play, how that will be played, who are all the players, when they bag the awards, when they bag the medals, and who are their family members, what are their habits, and sometimes we'll make them as a role model. Similarly, we get into the music or any other political. So there are very different topics which we come across in our life, which we will try to show our own interest in that particular area. In order to get only the basic thing is we want to pass our time, we want to keep our satisfy our mind, and then we will feel very happy when we started participating in that particular thing. But my friend, these are all your current habits. But when into the businessman, as a business industry, when you join as a partner, as an employee in an industry, I'll tell you what is the benefit of knowing certain kind of things about the business or an industry. The basic thing, when you join in organization, next moment you come out or you take offer from the company, a lot of questions will come to you from your stakeholders, in the sense your family friends, your family members, relatives, or prospective look for a job holder, that hey, look, you joined in the organization, can you please tell about certain thing about that organization? So that is one step that you people have little bit idea about that organization. Secondary, then when the business the understanding you have in a better way, when you are jumping into the execution level to the team leader role, probably you will participate in a managerial meeting to assess the business standard, to assess the business capabilities in order to deliver various things that other partner is looking into. That means if you have a better knowledge in your business area, probably you can give some commitment to the management with a high level of confidence that you can definitely take this particular assignment and deliver according to the requirements. That is one area. If you don't know this particular business knowledge, probably you know only technical thing. That time again the management will not show any interest towards you or your knowledge. So this will help you to move from execution standards, execution level to the leadership level or a supervisory kind of a thing that will help you in a business acumen. And of course, not only that, nowadays there are a lot of social media things are available to understand each and every kind of a business. And being a member of a top renowned in industry, and if you do not have particular subject depth into particular business, and definitely the value which you get from the society will be little less compared to the person who keep sound knowledge about the business where into they are a member or they are a partner. So related to that, this business acumen will definitely help you to understand, and this is the minimal requirement of the business acumen. Now let us see What is this business equipment? I just would like to give you three points only. There are a lot of factors that are affecting in the business equipment. However, the basic concept, basic thing, what you must know as an entry level in an organization, we would like to show that. The first thing, what you need to understand is the business need. Why? What is the purpose of this particular business? Why it is started? When it is started? How it is started? And who is running this particular thing? What is that? Why am? What will be my contribution in this particular business? Whether how long this business is running and how future this business is going to run. Whether can I have my career path in this particular business or in industry or not? So these are all things will be elaboratedly will be there in the business. In order to know all those things, you need to just spend few minutes in your Google or know some kind of a books, or you can go with the journals to understand this particular business. In our HR forum, generally we will do some analogy of HR recruitment versus matrimonial. Both are similar kind of a thing for us. Whenever we go for a match for our family members, definitely before getting into that particular match, we will get grasp a lot of information about that particular party. Similar way, when you are going for an interview for any organization, it may be an online or an offline, but definitely I request you to focus on this particular few basic points about that particular industry through your online media or any kind of friends or any kind of journals or magazines you can refer it. So this is one of the things that you must know what is the purpose of that business and when it was started, how long it is running, who is going to run this business, who are the board of directors probably, and then what will be contribution of yourself in that particular industry, how you can help grow in that industry, what will be your career path, and how long this industry may have the future. So these are all kind of the things that you must know in the part of business need. Then later we need to know what is the business growth. Business growth in the sense as already covered in that particular earlier session, that how long it was running and what is the revenue that company is developing, what is the expectation that the revenue going to have in the next financial year or next 5 year plan or next 20 year plan, what is the aim of this organization, what is the vision of this organization, how is going to company is going to achieve this particular target, whether the business is going to run successfully in the future or not. If I join in this particular organization, what will be my future? So all these kind of things you will get by referring the annual returns or annual, whatever the financial results the company is going to declare in the media. That you will get through online. Again, you can Google it, or even you can help through magazines. You can get those kind of information, which will give you the financial condition of that organization, the revenues of the organization, at the same time, the reliability or the standard state of organization. That will give you a really a good input before you enter into any kind of a interview or kind of a thing. Nowadays, we know that there are so many industries which they are at startup level or mid level or even senior level. Based on the circumstances, they are just closing down. So we need to see all these three things before you enter into this particular interview. So these also a basic information you will definitely get into this particular. It is as good as the similar way when we buy any online item through Amazon or anything, we'll definitely go through certain kind of reviews, right? So without seeing a review, generally we don't order any item. In order to know that what is the quality, what is the sustainability, what is the reliability of this particular thing, based on the inputs and feedback coming from the different customers, we'll also give a vote or give our option to sell this particular item. Similar way, whenever you go for industry, this is the most thing that you need to know. And of course, the the next thing which we are going to discuss is what organization structure. Organization structure is nothing but understanding what are the verticals of these businesses and what are the totally business verticals are there or how financial inputs are there. Where all there they are putting in their business into either research services or clinical services or any kind of it. Let us say when we take into the pharmaceutical organization, basically you are into pharma business. So when the pharmaceutical organization, how it start, how they develop, whether they are domestic or international, which all the countries they have these verticals, and how many countries they do they develop the business, and in this business also how much type of manufacturing setup they have, how many R&D, how many contract research, how many contract manufacturing system they have, whether do they have API units or formulation units, and all these things you need to have elaborated. And you will get to into this information also through online or any kind of a reputed organization And then you can also take a call whether where do you fit yourself. Like now when we are talking about you group, I hope this entire group is a pharmaceutical background group. You know that in a pharmaceutical industry, what all the type of business process are there, we will be discussing elaborately in the next point. But this is where you need to understand about the organization structure. Excuse me. So in the organization structure, basically you need to understand what are the verticals of this business and how things will run, what are the inputs and outputs of the business, and then who are the leadership in this particular organization. Who all are the person who are looking into this particular leadership in this role in this particular organization. So when you combine all these three factors, these will become a business acumen because these are the three things will only run the life cycle of the business or nothing but a business process. So we will just have a discussion, briefly about a pharmaceutical business. I would like to emphasize. Most probably, you people might have studied all these subjects in your academics. You might have also visited so many industries as an industrial tours. You might have understand all these things. But again, for a benefit of you as a refresher, just I would like to emphasize on the basic business process, how it will run in a pharmaceutical industry in a glimpse with a of a minute. Now let me tell you any business need when it comes, there is a without a need, no business will start. So when we come to the pharma, whenever a disease is there, whenever a need of drug development is there in the society, probably we will look into the developing of the pharmaceutical business. Then when pharmaceutical business is started, we typically divide into the four quadrants. The first quadrant will be totally a research services because most of the scientists will try to develop the molecule which are required to develop a drug to treat the required diseases in the society or to prevent that particular disease either through a vaccine mode. So there are two things, either to treat a disease or to prevent a disease. That's the basic requirement, and the requirement which will be done through research services or a R&D scientist, which will be chemical engineering based or a chemistry based doctorates in the industry. Further, when they develop into this particular research, that business will move to the next quadrant, which will be the testing phase, or you all understand that the clinical phase. The clinical phase is one of the most important set where the drug developed molecule will be tested in multiple phases as a trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. And this will be done by the specialist doctors or MDs, which will be doing in this under observation, close observation. And based on that, when we file by the government, when we get an approval for that, probably we will go for the next set when we get a patent or a rights for the drug development or drug, from manufacturing. Then we will be stepping into the next basic third quadrant of manufacturing sector. Manufacturing sector probably the largest sector in India, wherein most of industries will have this particular manufacturing setup. In the manufacturing setup, there are multiple departments, multiple verticals that will be taken care. So manufacturing is nothing but scaling up from the R&D lab scale to the commercial scale and getting the required dosage or required medicine to the people. Further, after manufacturing of this particular thing, we need to sell into the various, we need to get this particular product into the multiple every corner of the globe. That is done by the supply chain or a business development team who get the requirement to us at the same time who will also take this product to the needy people to the till and the patient level. So these are the four different verticals that every business will have. Not only in the pharma, probably it will be there in any kind of industry which is existing except the clinical trial because clinical trial is more into the pharma requirement. Now you need to think where about your qualification you are done, whether you are B pharma, D pharma, M pharm, or a pharm D course, where you are going to fit in this particular pharmaceutical industry. As I told, typically the R&D setup will look into the pharma doctorates. And then when you are getting the clinical trial, clinical side, probably most of the people will be preferred as a doctors or MDs, MBBS or MD into that particular specialization. And further, when you get into the manufacturing setup, we have again three different verticals in the manufacturing. One is basic operations, wherein your chemist, probably the person who manufacture this, who produce this particular through a different cycle of the process, chemical process or biotech process, wherein either you need to be a science graduate or chemical engineering graduate or a postgraduate or a technology, biotechnology related based on the type of manufacturing process you are adopting. And now, of course, the pharmaceutical M farm, B farm, people are also showing a lot of interest in getting how the manufacturing production is happening. They are also showing their interest in getting into this thing. When the core drug is manufactured, or the nothing but what we call as an API, active pharmaceutical ingredient, we are moving this particular product, core product, to the formulation stage, wherein the product will be converted into the dosage form as a tablet, capsules, or vials or injections, whichever the mode it may be. So according in that particular formation, the pharmaceutical people basically the pharma, M farm, B farm, these people are also getting into that particular stage. Now this is only the manufacturing setup. In the manufacturing, you will have a production department, engineering department, safety department, of course, the administration who will facilitate all these things. Besides that, there is one vertical of a manufacturing process, which is the quality vertical. The quality vertical, the basic requirement takes care of the quality assurance or quality control of this particular entire setup. There where the pharma people are more into, where because they would like to emphasize the subject, the thing whichever they are studying in an academic, they are linking into this particular area. So they are there as a quality analyst or quality control analyst, or they're getting into the regulatory or patent rights. So these are intellectual property management. All these things they are getting into this particular area. And of course, the third service, what vertical of the manufacturing setup is nothing but a support services, wherein your HR, finance, IT, supply chain, all these things will come with the support services. So where you need to see is if these kind of a departments are there, these kind of education standards are there for a requirement of a profile in this organization, where you fit into this organization. That is one of the most thing you need to look into, you need to understand. There is no point of attending an interview for a position where your qualification may not be that much. So that's what we need to look into. So the B form, M form people are more into the quality, regulatory, intellectual property management, and of course in the manufacturing formulation sector, and of course now getting entry into the production scale up also. And beside that pharma D, which is newly introduced in India, which will have the pharmaceutical subject as well as the MBBS related subject, they are more proven in the clinical areas because clinical development, probably the documentation, document filing, all those things kind of clinical trials, documentation process, they will be one of the best apps into that particular thing. So this is basically an input for you people to understand what is the need of the business acumen and how do you will get into this particular area. And probably we will step into the next point of this particular thing. Hope you all got some kind of insight of the business acumen, what is the need, and what are the stages and what that you should prepare before getting into the organization. And hopefully we'll move to the next step, which is nothing but KSK step. What is KSK? The KSK triangular speaks about the three things, that's K, S, A. What is that? Each one by one we look into. K is nothing but a knowledge that you acquire through academics or any kind of a practical learnings orientation towards performing an activity. So it is kind of a analogy when we do, we will finally we will tell it is kind of a subject or wisdom that you develop through academic books or through tutors or through kind of a well-wishers or your friends kind of a thing. The theoretical part of any process or activity that you learn is called a knowledge segment in this particular thing. Then we will get into the next important point is nothing but a skill. Skill is nothing but your talent or your special attribute that you have, that how you would like to implement the knowledge which you have developed in your academy, how you are going to put that particular knowledge into the practical form. That is called a skill. That is nothing but the technique required to perform any kind of a activity with a different capacity and capability. That is nothing but a skill. We will be giving an example of this particular thing in the once we cover all these things. And of course, other than these two, you also must have the one more attribute, the basic thing is ability. Ability is nothing but a capability or your own interest or a passion toward demonstration of required in the required time. That is called ability. Why will call this particular triangle as ASA? In order to develop or in order to perform any activity in the industry or everywhere, you must have all these three things with you. Any of those two if you have, and third one you don't have, probably the rate of success is very low in this. I'll tell you a set of an example in this particular thing. Let us say everyone knows how to do cycling, right? When we know what is cycling, so at very begin stage, probably people first see the cycle and understand what is the cycle mechanism. Most of the people may be knowing how the cycle, how the construction, how it looks like, what are the components of this cycle, and how it get balances, how the gravity is maintained on the two wheels, how the balance is to be maintained on the cycle, and there are two wheels with spokes, with a handle, with a carrier, with two three people. This every theory part people will be knowing it, but other than that particular knowledge, they may not have any other thing to run the cycle or to ride the cycle. The next level, when we talk about the skill is nothing but a capability of moving the cycle. In the sense, you know how to ride a cycle with single or double or triple at the same time, with handle, without handle. There are different people show their abilities and capabilities riding the cycle. Cycle, the moment when you are a new, probably it is very difficult for you to balance also. You try to fall down. But otherwise, when you are become more and more expert, even from sleep also somebody asks you to go by cycle without seeing the cycle itself, you will just sit on the cycle and automatically you will start pedaling it. So that is called a skill and a capability, which will come with an experience or will come with a focus. Now the third thing is ability. Ability is nothing but our interest or a passion towards moving the cycle. You know about the cycle theory, you know about I know how to drive or how to ride a cycle, but you don't have any interest to drive a cycle. Probably there is no outcome of that particular thing. When somebody is given a task to move with a cycle, there is cycle available. You need to take this cycle to go to market and get the things done. There is cycle theory, but cycles kill you, but you don't have any interest to take the cycle. Probably that outcome is zero. So in order to know, you also should have an interest to take the cycle, ride the cycle, and then move to the market to get the job done. Similar way, in your work environment, when your industrial environment, these factors are more and more important for each and everybody to perform your activity in a better way in as per the delivery and as per the timelines. This is what we generally speak in the KSA is the concept of any kind of a activity that you perform. Probably you are very clear on this particular point. Okay, we will be taking the question at the last of this particular session. Probably you can make a note of that, and we'll be moving to the next topic that is called work etiquette. I think just give a small minute. Uh, Fine. Welcome back. And this next topic, what we would like to cover is nothing but work etiquette. What is this work etiquette? Work etiquette is nothing but the behavior that you must demonstrate in an industrial environment. There are a lot of things that we know that what we should do, how we should behave. These are a certain kind of thing we already developed from our childhood through our parents or through teachers or through our friend circle. But however, there may be a certain industrial norm that more keen because it is a place of business, of it is having some importance, it is having certain values, it has got its own brand. So probably any one of the member of a business or an industry, if they don't, show this kind of etiquette in a forum or a group, probably the reputation of industry will go down. In order to protect that particular thing, we wish that everybody should learn this kind of a work etiquettes. However, we would like to know before entering into organization, people must know what all these things and they should try to develop those kind of things. Let us go and see what all that kind of etiquettes mean it. Fine. These are certain kind of a points that we are looking from a fresher or a student that they must know it. If they don't know, they can Google it out, get some information, and try to develop this kind of skills. These are all very common points, but we would like to emphasize one by one on this particular area. The first one is nothing but personal attire and personal grooming. What is this particular attire? Okay, in industrial environment, though in a corporate sector or multinational organization, based on our industry norms, there will be something called a work attire. Maybe some people, some companies may have a uniform, a set of things that you people may insist. But most of the global organization now they moved out of this particular uniform method. So we would like to have a professional work attire in the sense your dress code is one of the most important thing for us because there are two kind of a dress code that industry follows. Mostly either formals, business formals, what we call, and the second one we call it business casuals. So business formals are the dress code which internationally, internationally understandable, and there will be a definitely demonstration by different industry in according to their own media, wherein the acceptable attire according to business formals are only welcomed whenever you are attending any program or any kind of audit or any kind of a seminar, either domestic or international, as a representative of an organization. So there where you need to have that particular business formals as an attire. Whereas the second thing is called business formals, business casuals. What is business casuals? Is the dress code that you need to follow on day-to-day basis for your work environment in order to move freely with your work area. So that is called a business casuals. So generally, in any kind of a standard industry where business formals consist a suit with tucking, with a tie or a kind of with a tuck, with a proper leather shoe, with a leather belt kind of a thing, and that will be with full hand, shirts. Similarly, for women also, even in the business formals are consisting with a jacket or a suit kind of a thing, or even they have a latest modern dresses are also even Punjabi suits also they are now welcoming as a business formals in participating so many kind of a organization wide activities. Whereas when you come to the business casuals, it will be typically a collared t-shirts with a single or a small print of either plain t-shirts or a small print on the t-shirts, which will not have any checks or vertical lines, and it will have plains of jeans, which will not be a lower vest, which will not have any kind of a hazy, kind of a cuts and with the rugged models kind of a thing, dresses, which will have very casual shoes of leather, etiquettes, and these are all generally coming to this. The proper tucking is required. You can wear blazers instead of suits in this particular area. So this is most of the thing as a particular attire is there as a business formals or a business casuals. No industry generally entertain the kind of a dress basically into round neck collars or have a shorts unless they are not specified. But this sort of dress is better to avoid when you are going for any kind of a interview or any kind of a meetings where industrialists are participating in that. So that you need to focus especially which color dresses suit to your skin tone and how you are grooming and how you are selecting the particular dress, which you can take input from any of the shop even designer. They will also tell accordingly you need to select that. No disco models and no what you call nowadays their tone jeans are tall jeans are coming. Those kind of things are not at all encouraged. You should be very, very sober when you are wearing a dress. This is called nothing but attire from your head dress to your toe. Everything is shown, everything is seen clearly by a person who makes you this particular thing. So coming to the next part of a grooming, what does it mean? Of course, though attire is a part of the grooming shows how you are preparing yourself. How you are preparing yourself starting from each and every part from the top to bottom. Again, your hair dress should be a perfect fit. Either combing the dress, coloring the hair, or properly maintaining with oil, whatever you feel it should be. Most of the people come for the interview on a bike, two wheelers, or they will never care about their even hair dress. They will come as is they are directly coming from the bike in the end. Okay. Or when they use helmet also, sometimes it get disturbed. So these kind of a things, small things, just give a minute for yourself how you are going to look like when you are presenting to the are participating in an interview, either it may be campus interview or it may be a letter interview. So these personal grooming, and especially in pharmaceutical industry, because the hygiene where is a lot of importance is there. We will also look at times your nails, how you are maintaining your nails also is important. How you are maintaining your teeth, how you are maintaining your entire, your face, your everything is seen and understandable, that it is not that how your God has given everyone a certain capability. It is you to how to get develop, how to present yourself when you are going for a proper, either kind of a marriage, in your any function, private function. Definitely we all will prepare, with certain kind of preparation to be the best, whatever we can do. Similar kind of a preparation is required when you are coming for any kind of a forum or you are ready to attend any kind of interview. Just don't neglect. Think that I have a good marks, academics, and I have a good subject, but appearance is a matter for you. So that is where we will definitely tell attire and grooming is the first important thing. As a network etiquette, it is being managed even in industries also. In a good industries, we will look from the security. We will keep on monitoring the people. Anyone coming with a proper beard, improper beard and hairstyle, we will call them and we will advise them to come with that, because these sort of things are more keen in the pharmaceutical industry. The next thing comes about the code of conduct. What is this? Code of conduct is nothing but your behavior, how you carry yourself in an industry. From starting security onward, whether you are politely talking or you are laughing loud or you are just carelessly you are walking, your walking style, your smiling style, your movements and each and everything, the way you shake your hands with the people, how confident that you are looking into the people, this is kind of code of conduct. Not only that, respecting all these things we will again elaborately discuss in further slides. That is called a code of conduct. So your each and every movement of your personal behavior parts of this. Then comes there is certain kind of a thing called meeting etiquette. What does it mean? Meeting etiquette in the sense when you are participating in a forum, either in a closed room or an online, there are certain things that you need to have properly. The first thing is you must know what is the agenda of the meeting, or why you are called for the meeting, what will be your contribution of the meeting, this particular three things that you must know. Second timing, respect to the meeting time, respecting the other time, presenters, all these kind of things are that you must know how to present yourself. If you have a business card, if you have a student card, how to show in a meeting room. It depends upon different country where you are going to visit. Every country has got its own guidelines and the rules that you must know before you enter into the meeting. It may be student interaction, it may be kind of a vendor interaction, it can be industrial interface, or it can be of any project presentation, or it can be academics. Whatever the case it may be, the basic things of the meeting you must know before you enter. You should not be odd one out. You should keep your mobile in switch off or vibration mode. You should ask for an excuse when you would like to step out for any kind of a taking call, or when you are having doubts, you should ask for excuse, and then probably you can take up some time. And you also need to show the interest of the presenter, because we should not be a lot of disturbances for the presenter. This is called a certain kind of a meeting etiquette. Then there is certain called email etiquette. Nowadays we are all know that physical drafting or physical script, hand script are very less. Most of us are very very acquainted with mails, probably our personal mail, Gmail or Yahoo Mail, or any other kind of official college mails and all. But you need to keep, when you are mailing to a partner outside your friend circle, you need to have very much a proper emailing procedures. It is not that simply with just dropping two lines like a WhatsApp message or Instagram message. You need to have elaborate, because the respect you earn is going to depend upon your drafting skills. It's going to have a basic. It's not that you give entire paragraph, two, three paragraphs, with will long CV. It is that how you are going to address, whether you the right addresses are there or not, whether how you are putting your sendee's address, what is the basic matter of the email content, whether you are going to clearly give that clear visibility or not, that will be having email. No rubbish language, no any other kind of unparliamentary language, no other highlighting the text or coloring the text. It should be simple, clear, simple language, easily understandable, and of course, it should take the personal this one also. People should be able to should show interest to take your mails. That is kind of a thing called email etiquette. Then we will go with the certain kind of a thing, office space or cubicle, etiquettes. In the sense, there are most of the we are all changed from the traditional industrial with cabin culture to now in open to work culture. In the open work culture, where offices are there, similar to IT industries or any other kind of a global industry. We have open space where the workspaces are shared by most of the people. Either it may be a senior leadership or maybe a junior. Everybody equally share this same workspace, and because of that reason, we need to have certain kind of a workspace etiquette where you should keep your mobile switch off mode. You should not have any open discussions with in a open forum, or when you are approaching somebody, you should ask for excuse to call out a person outside for any kind of discussions if you want to have more than 1 minute. At the same time, your cubicle should be arranged very tidy, very neat and clean and presentable manner, because someone else want to take over after you as a reliever. He should not feel any odd in your cubicle. So whenever sharing cubicles are there, office spaces are there, it should be very neatly maintained. This why I'm telling, though you are not entered in organization, this practice are used to start developing from your home or your college, so that it will be very easy for you. There should not be any odd thing that you should display in a cubicle, or not attracting other people's focus on your cubicle. It should like a very spacious, neat and clean, and at the same time it should be sober, and it should be a presentable all the time whenever anyone come into your cubicle area to see that. So these are our concepts and of office etiquettes or cubicle etiquettes. And of course, there are certain things called food and eating habits. The food and eating habits, though most of the people we are, at home, there may be teachers or our parent will definitely tell what are the general etiquettes, but we don't have a similar kind of atmosphere in an industry where office spaces are there. At times, people may carry their lunch boxes and they would like to have their thing in the workspace only, or in a canteen area in a group of people. It may be applicable in your college area also. So there, what are the things that we should see? The food, it should not have much smelly or masala spicy thing, which will have a kind of a smell that will disturb others. So you should ensure that item which you are carrying should have a very genuinely silent, you should be able to take it. Second thing is, the way you are taking should be very neat and clean. There should not be scattering around in a shabby, those kind of a thing. Which should not be objectionable to the neighbors who are all dining with you. The eating habits which you are taking when you are dining also more important, whether with a spoon or with hand, whichever you take it. But it should not be objectionable. You should not be fully open mouth. So all these things are available. The techniques and etiquettes are available on the internet. Probably you can look into and start developing this thing. Because at the time, probably when you are joining an industry, when you are going to the canteen and having food, the way we take at home, probably people will look into, hey, what you are doing it. So it is better to practice those kind of a thing before entering an industry, so that you will not be an odd one out, or you will be in a good setting and a good example to others also for learning. This is the one of the kind of etiquette that you need to have. And of course, the last but least, we'll be discussing about office supplies. What does it mean? Each and every penny that organization is spending on you or organization for the growth and successful running of the business is nothing but it is your cost. Let me tell you how it is. So when an organization is giving you certain kind of assets, maybe a say paper pin to stationery or any kind of a working table, desk, system, laptop, desktop, cable, headset, stationery, book, each and everything is not free. Everything is cost to company. So there you need to respect a lot of them, and then pulverizing those kind of a things, stealing those kind of a things, or improper usage of those kind of a things, not at all allowed at any organization. People, whatever you are a good it may be, but it will give you throw some kind of a bad impression that you are misutilizing this kind of a office supplies. It's not that some paper is there in my on my desk, what that sanitary paper and paper napkins are there, so I can use them as liberal, that instead of one paper you take five papers and clean your hands and throw in the dustbin, or wherever you round somebody will help you in cleaning. That is not the right way. Similarly, pins are there, or any white papers are there, or xerox machines are there, printers are there. You should exclusively use them for only official purposes, not for any kind of a personal purposes. Don't think that no one is watching. If somebody is watching in a camera or a CCTV or at a glance by passing through your stop by your workstation, definitely that will capture as a bad image in your mind, their mind. So definitely let you people should come with the thought that whatever thing that we are going to get from the organization as for helping our business to run my perform my activity or a role, in a professional manner, in a better way, definitely you should keep a promise in your mind, thinking that I will utilize meticulously and definitely timely as required. Not I will neither waste it nor I will allow somebody in my team to waste it. That is what the more important thing. These are the minimum things in the call of work etiquettes. Probably this will give a good insight for you to understand that what all the that industry is looking at. And let us go into the next topic is that they're called competencies. What is these competencies? Competency is nothing but ability to perform. There is, as earlier I discussed, cycle riding. Let us say that cycle riding is a one task. Everybody will have different kind of ability in performing this cycle riding. Somebody may be able to run alone, single. They will not be able to even balance properly. If somebody want to carry another step, side by on a stand, another, as a friend, colleague, they will not be able to do. Circus, the people who are there in the circus, their abilities, competencies are different in riding the single wheel cycle or double wheel cycle or putting in the air one wheel. So there are different abilities and competencies that required to perform in the industry. This is an as example I'm telling. When you are going to perform a task or any kind of activity related to your job profile, job description, there is different abilities in you to are required for you to perform in a better way. Actually, the subject wise, every may be equal, but whereas the competency wise, definitely person to person, there will be a difference. When you start demonstrating this side of a different competencies, you will be showing the difference between the person to person. So let us get into that. What all the things that you need to develop those kind of a things. The first competency that you need to develop is kind of a communication. What is this particular communication? Communication is nothing but sharing our knowledge with others by a different mode of TV, media. That is, there are two types of communication systems. We will have verbal and non-verbal. Verbal communication is nothing but a oral communication or any kind of a written communication kind of a thing, which you will demonstrate your subject to others through media of whether oral or in a drafting mode. That is called a verbal communication. More or less, there are certain things that is more important. Something is called a non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is more important for the students when they are going to attend any kind of a program. What is this non-verbal communication? The most of the specialists or experts will tell your 25% of the assessment is done by the non-verbal. The non-verbal communication carries basically your personal attire, the code of conduct, the behavior, the passion towards that particular interest, and your body language, and those kind of the things are coming under the non-verbal communication. Most of the interviews in a panel when you are attending, all these panel members including the psychological specialists who are going to see observe you by a close watch will look into this particular thing, how you are dressed yourself, and what all the behavior attribute that you are going to show, how you are either you have listening capabilities or not, or you are only talking, all those kind of a thing, and how you yourself prepared, either your dress attire or your personal grooming, or what is the confidence levels in your body posture that is going to show. So this is the thing that you need to develop as a non-verbal communication, giving firmly shake hands, standing on both legs, or sitting upright in front of the desk with a confidence, and looking at the interviewer eyes with confidence kind of a thing. Or probably you need to give a reply with a smiling face, all need to be maintained at your particular thing. And not only that, with a high level of confidence, if you are actually knowing answer, you should show exactly you know answer. If you are don't know the answer, better to tell the right is stating that I'm sorry, I'm unable to collect, or I don't know, there is nothing wrong on that. But shooting a wrong answer will definitely down your image. So this is one of the competency that you people must develop there whenever you like to attend. The next thing, the competency is nothing but interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is nothing but convincing others. As you know that whenever in a group of forum of students, whenever anybody has any issues or any topic, somebody will try to convince others in order to make united decisions. So similar kind of a things here also it is required in investing. When you want to buy in of others, when you are explaining certain kind of a project or certain kind of a theory, certain kind of a troubleshooting which you have done in your career, which you need to explain to some other, you need to come up with a kind of a communication media or with interpersonal capability, how you are going to convince the opposite partner. Instead of telling even half an hour also, if the person is not convinced based somewhere, you need to check your ability and capability of this particular interpersonal skill. It will definitely help you in your future to buy in your future projects or future proposals from the management or the leadership. The next competency, what is probably is analytical skills. Analytical skills is how you are going to troubleshoot or a problem orientation. Whenever any problem comes to you, how you are going to address the problem. Are you going to see the past data? Are you going to analyze with some other things? Or is just whatever thought you are coming in your mind, you are going to throw that on the ideas on somebody else. So these are all the things majorly is a key aways of your interviews also, because in most of the interviews probably maybe the interviewer will ask the question that when did you last time faced any kind of a trouble and how did you overcome that particular thing. If you have a exposure to practical ability, probably you need to set up with an example of industry. But if you are coming from the student, probably will say when was your last project was done and what are the projects actually where you stuck up and how did you overcome that. So those kind of a thing, the questions will come. If you don't have these analytical skills and just whatever coming to your mind you are saying, probably the getting attention of the interviewer will be less. So these data, how that analytical, you are people already, your college itself, you are saying that analysis, pharmaceutical analysis. The analysis always will carry certain kind of a data collection, data orientation, and data representation and data analysis. So how you are playing with this data is one of the most important things, and that example you can cite. So your analytical skills also very much pretty required for getting the success of this particular features requirement. The next going as a problem solving. As I said earlier, the problem solving techniques are always you need to develop those kind of things. In the problem, basically you need to understand the problem statement, define the problem statement, and then getting into the analysis, rationalize, discuss, brainstorming, and then coming with a solution or buying with a good solution, and then finally getting into that practical, implementation of that particular solve theory. And then of course the testing is are more important to ensure that the particular solving is correct or not. And not only that, you must always get the feedback from the people. The right feedback always will give you to boost your development in your future. Don't think that somebody is commenting on your thing that they are going, they are jealous or they don't want me to develop. Always your well wishers will definitely will give you good feedback with the comments that how in the way which area the area that you should develop. So I always wish that whenever problem solving, it is better to involve multiple people. It is not only the problem of technical area, even even academics also. Whenever you have any trouble, try to get that particular clarity from your professors or your academics, so that that will help you in interviewing, in attending facing interviews for your career. Then, of course, last but least, people focus. What is that people focus? It is a team management or collective efforts that we are discussed. I know in an industry, definitely when you grow as a senior level, probably you will become a specialist of that particular area, and you may be independently handling in this particular thing. But till such time, you will be more often be a team player. Team player in the sense you will have a work environment of teamwork. Teamwork means it is not you also should have how are the people, how to get a buy-in from the people, how to distribute this particular workload, or how to behave with the team members, how to move with this particular team field. So this not only in industry, even your college, school also, it is very pretty much required, and you actually we knowingly or unknowingly try to develop by participating in the team building activities in our sports and cultural kind of a thing in our college. And most of the group presentations which you do for college academic also is one of the way to have a team building activity, so that we all share our responsibilities and collectively put in a lot of efforts to deliver the outputs according to the timelines with high level of excellence. So these are the major basic competencies that we would like to tell or emphasize for you all the people to know, understand before getting into industry. It will definitely will help you in presenting your skills in an interview and getting a sure short success. So, and of course, and finally, there are last but one. This particular thing is called values. What are the things that we need to discuss about the values? What is these values means, and how does it will have meaning for it? And this is most important thing for us. And then let us discuss about this, the basic importance of these particular values, and then accordingly we will explain. And just I would like to check with the stop by here and just one question to Dr. Vijay, do you have another 5-10 minutes, or I need to close by
Sir,
exact.
you can go ahead, sir. No problem, sir. You
Fine.
can go ahead, sir.
Thank you for your giving time, because I know
Okay,
that
sir.
we started a little late. Probably I will take another time for closer
Sure,
another
sure, sir. Go
slides.
ahead, sir.
And
Thanks, sir.
thank you very much, Vijay, on this. And now the topic what we would like to discuss is about the values that are needed in any industry to perform or to conduct yourself in a better way, in a professional manner. So in that particular values, we will emphasize basic values. That the first one, the topmost one, comes with integrity. What does it mean? Of course, most of the people with a quality oriented will come when we ask what is integrity. The next immediate answer, Sir Alcova, that people read in your academics, that eligible, all this. There are some attributes are there, Alcova attributes. So those will come. But when we talk about as an HR, okay, quality, data integrity, that is the secondary part. But before that, the expectation of the people to behave in an industry with high level of integrity is nothing but it is a honesty, loyalty, or a transparency or truthfulness. That is one of the most important thing that each and every individual should possess in industry. I'll tell you how. Whenever you are at home, if you are doing any kind of a misbehavior or any kind of lie or some kind of a thing, probably your parents are getting a bad reputation, if I'm not wrong. Similarly, when you are as a college student, if we are behaving in such a way, we are giving any kind of a wrong interpretation, wrong data, or information you give the wrong, definitely more than you, the college will get a bad name. Similarly, when you are as an industry, when you are representing your industry to the society or any other kind of an outsider, probably whatever the culture you adopt, whatever information you are giving today is, if anything, is wrong or not having a transparency kind of a thing, it will definitely hit one day badly organization in the form of audit or any kind of a thing. I'll tell you a simple meaning of this simple example of this particular industry. Definitely, data integrity or whatever the case is, there are some people who are asked to monitor certain readings at different intervals in your analysis part or any kind of a thing where in a production of environment or quality environment. What happens when you are alone? There may be a possibility that you would like to have a cup of coffee in a canteen, and somebody calls for your colleague and say that, "Come on, back, let us, come on, dude, let us go and have a coffee in the cafeteria." So generally, there may be a tendency that instead of saying that, "No, boss, I am having right now work. I need to write down the timings according to the readings," and some people may have a tendency to think that, okay, anyhow, priority is there with us. We'll just have a 5 minutes. Let us go and let me complete a cup of coffee and then come back. They make a note. They will skip from that particular area. They will go and have a coffee. In the interest of the friends' discussion, they will miss out that particular timing. They will come later. And in order to save their skin, probably there is a tendency that they will start making a false note, false timing to suit certain kind of a record in this particular area. So what happens is at that particular time, he may think that no one is looking at me. I am very much free. I have to make a note on this particular area. But it's going to impact an organization whenever there is an audit internally or externally. Because when there is a problem is existing in the system, in a product failure or a process failure, definitely that background, all the data will be analyzed. During analysis, if someone found through cameras or through swipe system, the person is not available at the time of recording, he is available in the canteen, that gives a wrong impression of the candidate. That is what the integrity starts. So we always tell the people, you have to be very pretty much very honesty when you are definitely having this particular data management or when you are giving commitment to the right thing. So this is one of the most important thing. Whenever any audit fails, probably industry will lose the business. When industry will lose the business, everybody, all employees, including the owner, will come onto the board, which is nowhere expected, which is nowhere anticipated by, or which is nowhere a desire of anyone. So it will be cut. We never, ever compensate on this particular compromise on this particular point of integrity. We will go any employee at whatever level it may be if somebody is showing any integral issues with organization. Please, so this is what one of the most important thing. Never ever commit any mistake. Have a proper CV, have a proper data in your thing. Whatever project truly you have done, that only you mentioned it, that only you will tell. I'm telling you, don't shoot your answers Don't show any wrong information in your CV. Most of the people I have seen in 58%, 59% will write first class, and which will give a wrong image to the interviewer when they are going through the certificates. So please be accurate whenever you are having your information. That is most important thing in industry. So starting from step in level, you need to maintain that particular integrity. That is one of the thing. We will very happy when you are coming with the right data. There is nothing wrong telling that I am a second class student or a third class student, because most of the students at 10th level, intermediate level, maybe little low in their academics, but they are really doing wonderful things when they are giving graduation, post graduation. And I have seen the people starting with the 10th with 50% marks, have done a PhD, and they are showing as a top most deans in some kind of universities. So this is really very happy when we see, because at the age when you are maturing yourself, definitely the need will be different. So that's why I always tell that come with the right data, with the right CV, with the right information. What you speak, what you write, what you see should be the right thing. Right at first time is the concept of this particular integrity. Let us now get into the next thing of ethical behavior. What does it ethic means? Ethic is again the same thing what we discussed about the moral values, but there is certain thing in a work environment, work ethics are big different with your normal general ethics which you follow in the home or even college. Work ethics means it typically there are a lot of people in an industry, maybe local, non-local, there is different caste, creed, race, religion, language, people are working together for a common goal. So at that particular time, you should not have anything in your mind when you are one amongst that group member. You should behave in a such a way that you show same respect to each and everybody, irrespective of their position, level, designation. It may be a scavenger, office boy, security boy, or canteen boy. Two, it may be a senior vice president or a president who are head of the organization, business head, whatever the case it may be. It doesn't mean that you will pay out full attention in that, but you should not, I know, hurt anybody when you are looking, when you are seeing, when you are talking to these people. Please pay the required honor and respect to each and everybody. That is called a work ethics in industry. Not only that, in behavior with a different group of people, making a certain groups of in your industry according to your local village or local town, language, caste, which is also not allowed in most of the MNCs. So that you need to adopt in that particular work culture where you are equal. And the third thing, basically gender diversity. We in current scenario, most of the women and men were doing the same job. So when we tell we don't have any kind of inequalities among this kind of a people. So when you are having a team of comprising this kind of a people, you must show equal value, equal weightage for each and everybody. Not that I am a female, so I will show interest towards my female colleagues. Or I am a male, or I would like to show more interest. It is not like that. You need to show equal respect. Even the third gender, which is coming today into the business, also to be given the same respect of this particular area. So those called are work ethics in a topmost global environment today. Suppose tomorrow you may be getting a chance to work with an American, European, a Japanese, or Singapore, Malaysian. So never ever think that you are a Indian and I want to work with Indian only. So these kind of things are not at all allowed. These things you should develop from now onwards so that it will give a good image and it will give a good chance for you to grow in an industry. These are certain kind of a basic behavior what we tell, especially diversity, respecting and feeling empathic towards others, and of course respecting time towards others. Respecting time sense is also one of the most important things. The next point is coming back, compliance. Compliance, what does it mean? Compliance is nothing but complying with the rules or your procedures. So compliance, we always say in audit, compliance and non-compliance. When you are at traffic, when you are in the traffic or on the road, you need to follow a lot of rules and regulation as designated by the road ministry or ministry of this health. So the same way, if you are not having any kind of a road sense, not having proper rules that you are not following, probably you are not complying with the traffic sense. Similarly, in an industry, we need to follow a lot of SOPs, that is called standard operating procedure, started, kind of a thing, the documentation procedures, standing operationally principles that you need to adopt it. So you should not deviate from any kind of these things. Whatever literally be prescribed for you to the follow without any shortcuts, you need to compulsory follow the rules. That is called compliance. Whether it may be government, it may be a international, or it may be a practical chemical rules, scientific rules, safety rules, whatever the rules that you need to follow to deliver your excellence. So when you are there, according to that, you need to step into this particular thing. And of course, the next thing is the teamwork, which already I discussed earlier. Teamwork is nothing but as a good team player, you must demonstrate a better outcome in the group of people. What we say as a teamwork is nothing but a group of people working together for a common goal by sharing the responsibilities in a planned manner. It is not that copying somebody, it is not that want to lead, and it is not that somebody is not having proper role. So those kind of things are not valid. Not willing to work with a team is also a problematic in the future. So you must develop the teamwork culture so that it will be easy for you to mix and meet with any kind of a team in an organization and easy to deliver the tasks which are assigned for. And the next one is nothing but collaborative mindset. You people must have definitely that one mind of, that is kind of as a mindset that is in collaborative nature. What does it mean? It is nothing but a partnership. In order to have business success in a global environment, probably alone India may not be able to do that. So what we do, we will try to partner with another organization which they are already doing good in an other industry, so that we will combine it together, we will get a success in our business. Same way, when you are in a one department, you need to work with another department. That is called collaboration. If you don't have that particular mindset, it is very difficult for you. Even today, you are maybe from one college, but in order to develop one project, probably you might have to work with another college. The collaborative mindset is definitely required. So that is again partnering with another team, another group, another country, another state of people, where in order to get your project success. This is one of the kind of value that you must develop. And finally, mutual respect. That's what we earlier discussed. Mutual respect, generally when we ask that what is mutual respect, people will straight away will say it is just nothing but give and take respect. Okay, give and take respect is when the human interface is there. But other than human interface, there are certain things that you need to look into in the mutual respect is respecting the property of organization or assets of organization or assets of opponent. And respecting the time of the organization is also a compulsory part of a mutual respect. So this is kind of a thing that you people must develop. The values are imbibed in you to show, to broadcast, or in kind of a deliver for a good assignment or a project in the good timing lines. So the last but least, let us get into the final. So these are all the things. Make your values number one. That's what just we have given a pictorial representation on that. And then finally, I'll get into the final theory: how to get ready, how to prepare yourself to participate in an interview, whether it may be a oral or lateral, or it may be a campus, or it may be any kind of a organizational group call. So what are the minimum thing that you do to take care of that? So just quickly, we will get into that. The first important, the foremost important is your documentation. The document consists basically the right CV which you are making, what the text you are showing, including the spell mistakes, word, grammatical, and then representing your qualification with academics, right projects, and mentioning the right percentage. Any kind of a copying, xeroxing, and not knowing about your CV, what you have mentioned, will definitely defeat you in interview. I'm telling you very clearly. It is not that we are interested in 5 pages of CV. We are interested in single page highlights is more than sufficient. But in that particular, you must know each and every point from the corner first page to the corner of the last page. What is the text? So better. There is a possibility that most of the student will do a xeroxing of CV, copying from somebody's CV, and then look attractive kind of a thing. These things will work out, but definitely you need to look into the matter subject what you are putting into displaying in your CV. That matters a lot. So prepare yourself for the right CV and right documents. Carry the right testimonial, certificate, copies, the ID proofs, and all the things. Last minute, you should not blindly say, "Sir, I am sorry, I didn't carry. I was not aware." So better always carry the things. If required, immediately you can produce it. If don't require, no problem. That will be a less weight for you. So including your photographs, proofs, all these things you must carry yourself. The next thing is basically refreshing. So it is nothing but a technical refresher. You know that you are attending for an interview. You know that what will be the role that you are going to face an interview. But just blindly going that having a confidence in my thing that I know every subject, I can directly face any subject without any preparation, probably will put you in trouble at the time of interview. So I request each and every student just to go through a refresher highlights of your topic or a subject or academia which you are excel or you did a project recently in any industry. Better to go through a glance just one day prior night of that particular area, so that you will refresh what are the topics that you would like to emphasize in your program or in interview, so that it will 100% you can do justice for that particular thing. So without having a refresh, if you go, probably it is on your depends upon your luck. So which should not be a always, you should not depend upon the luck. Luck always will be a less percentage, but more into your hardship and efforts only will get into that. The third thing is basically you must think about a personal hygiene. What does it mean by hygiene? So hygiene carries, there are two, three things whenever you are having in this particular point. So better to have a right, this particular rest, especially when you are attending the next day program. You should have proper sleep, sufficient sleep before day. You should have a proper diet when you are taking in the night. It should not give a trouble of kind of an example like a loose motion or any kind of body problems next day of interview, which will be uncomfortable. So have a limited diet, timely diet, proper sleep, and not that up to 11:30, 12 o'clock you are watching for a movie, and next day morning 6 o'clock you got ready and rush for the interview, which will not be right thing after for you. So at times we have seen the people are waiting in the lounge for attending interview morning 8 o'clock. They came to the industry up to evening 4 o'clock. They are there in the industry for keep on waiting for the technical panel round. It may happen even in campus selections also. Morning to evening, there are a lot of people are sequenced. So you will not lose your facelift at that particular time. So I always will tell you should have a proper diet, proper rest, and getting yourself with a proper hygiene. In the sense your hair combing or nails or everything, you should look like a fresh mind, fresh look you should have till the time you are completing interview. Then next comes your turnout. What the turnout means, your preparation of personal attire. That's what I say. Though you are coming bike or you are what in a hazard way, to give at least few minutes. Better you get it in wherever you are going for an interview. Go to the restroom, prepare yourself in a good manner, comb your hair and trim your beard and mustache, or prepare yourself in a presentable manner. That is what your turnout, your dress sense. Probably sometimes people carry their dress also when they are going the bike. They will change the dress before attending the interviews also, which will carry some kind of a weightage, because it matters a lot when you are presenting yourself with a group of panel. Everybody will look into different aspects, so that will give you this more important value for you when you in particular area. And of course, the most important is punctuality. Punctuality, it carries a lot of meaning. Never ever turn late for your program or for a kind of a preparation of an interview or anything. Let the interviewer take a time, no problem. But you yourself don't be absent or don't rush up in the running fashion that sir, I just missed my bus and I or may missed my cab. I am just coming. I am very sorry. So don't show your sorry faces when you are in interview. Preferably, it is advisable to be a 10 minutes before the time. That is more important, so that coolly, with cool minded, you will get. These are the you get snippets or the techniques that everybody should follow. This is what we expect as in this particular area. So, and probably this 1 hour of the time whatever we have given some insight, it will definitely help you. That's what our in time our thoughts, because whatever the difficulties which we are facing when we are seeing a student from the campus for any kind of interview, and this is what identified what are the problem areas. That's why we would like to emphasize on this, and again giving you more into more crisp knowledge on this particular how to develop and what to develop and why to develop. So probably I think I have covered most of the things. There may be some kind of thing which I may be missing. Probably in the time of interest of that particular time, I will not be able to go. Now I am open for any questions that you have. Probably you can ask me. And Dr. Vijay, over to you now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I request Dr. Purnima to take over the session. Dr. Purnima.
Thank you, sir. We had a very amazing session about bridge the gap, how to be ready for an industry. You made the session very explanatory and very lively for the students to know the industry culture. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you.
Now the session is open for questionnaire. I request all the delegates to post their queries in YouTube chat box or can raise hands in Zoom.
Sir, I do have a question.
Yes, please.
Sir, there are several non-pharma graduates have been absorbed in the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay.
where actually pharma graduates deserve to get a job. So,
Okay.
as a recruiter, what makes you to make the choice? In
Uh,
other words, yeah,
you asked the right question, and let me give an answer this particular point. There is always a point in a business called demand versus supply, right?
yes, sir.
There is a point in a business agenda where we people call a demand versus supply. Now, where the supply is less and demand is more, probably people will look for the multiple options. Now, I'll tell you one set of example. Here, there are different people working in a pharmaceutical industry. I am speaking about a BSc people, diploma people, or chemical people. What is the specific role of each person? As you are aware in the particular academics, let me just tell you in a short way, starting from the drug dosage or starting from the R&D, the scientist, okay, uh, the different stages the medicine is moving on. The scientist is the one who knows the theory or who knows how the reaction will happen, what will be the effect, how the structure is created. He is nothing but a Vishwakarma of that molecule, right? He is preparing that molecule, he know the consequences. So the science or the subject is required at the level of doctorate. So those people are working on that. They once they develop, test it, register it, taking patent right, and probably they will put into the doctor's area, doctor's court, because they are not specialists how it is going to work inside the body. Only the doctor knows what type of chemical can be given to the what type of a disease and how it is going to work or how it's going to affect. What you people study as a pharmacology or pharmacopy or this kind of a subject, right? So the doctors are the experts who can precise or who can prescribe the medicine for a type of a disease. Again, they will the expert in monitoring the health of the person at each and everything. So there, with the doctors are coming into that. The next step coming into understanding the doctor prescription, what type of chemistry, what type of a medicine they have given, and whether it is suitable to supply to the customer who are asking to the market, to the customer. The pharma people who are into the pharmacopoeia subject, you people are very much expert whether if I take the drug inside, how it is going to affect my body. The right drug at the right time for the right patient is the responsibility of the pharma people, right? So there again, the pharma person is coming. That's why even the formulation, the final dosage, these people are actually more prone or more getting into this particular area. Or the patent rights or a regulatory affair, understanding the different countries' requirement of drug manufacturing process is also taken over by this pharma background guys. Now, after this particular thing, again, the process, what all the process or equipment that are required, facilities are required to prepare this particular manufacturing of drug is taken care by the chemical engineer, because they are more into the science of engineering, that they help us in getting the facility or process equipment ready, right? So they are into that particular area. Now, nevertheless, of saying this particular thing, nowadays the global environment is made in such a way that everyone is interested in that particular area. Okay, though I am, because of that reason only, probably I think the pharma D is also developed there. It's a combination of your doctor subject as well as the pharma subject, right? That is
Yes,
what developed. So it is going to meet the need of clinical trials, or it is going to meet of formulations. Both the things are getting in the fulfilled. Now I will tell you the right answer to your question. According to the Factories Act of or whatever the state, it shows a person competent to supervise any kind of a pharmaceutical chemical process must be a diploma or a degree in chemistry subject. That is the need of the Factories Act saying. It means any activity is done at the shop floor, any process is done in the chemical related area, either is a hazardous or non-hazardous, it should be supervised a minimum degree or a diploma holder. But now the scarcity has come because of the development of globalization of the industries. Now I am telling you the practical trouble. We are not getting the right talent in the right industries today. Yeah, there is a lot of scarcity in the BSc people. There is very fast percentage of chemical engineers are very less today. In the sense, a diploma, or you could say diploma in chemical engineering. You ask any college, the pass percentage is very less. Okay, and now there is some kind of a people attitude in their mind. They are not willing to move in their comfort zone. Now actually I am getting a lot of requests from pharmacy colleges, because I have attended a lot of seminars from the pharmacy colleges. Though they are driven by the academic institutions or the senior people, that no, your future is like that, you need to get into that, you please, this life will be like this, like this. So because of that reason, not showing interest by the student also becoming a challenge for us. In that sense, most of the industries are even showing, where the process is there, they are non-pharma related, non-chemistry related. Also, maybe they are showing interest to get the people into the business, like any engineers of any subject or any graduates of any subject are also getting into the fulfilling the requirements of the pharma needs. That's what practically is happening in certain kind of industries, what I feel. But as on date, we never hire any non-pharma, non-chemistry according to our company industry norm. We generally are not doing it. We always give respect for the people. When I talk about the diploma chemical or pharma related people, we want them to take over the clean room environment. Probably you know what is the clean room environment, right?
Yes.
The clean room environment is very stringent in operations and very very regulatory, area, GMP area, which actually I'm not emphasizing because already Dr. Mani has might have spoken all these particular technical terms to you. That's why I'm not getting into that particular area. So when the manufacturing shop floor started or API industry starts, API industry maybe when in the intermediate stage or the drug development stage, probably it may not require the GMP standards or any kind of a stringent standard. But when we are getting to the final API product or clean room environment, it required a deep drive, deep subject. Because of that reason, we would like to have a chemical engineers or we would like to have a pharma background people. There are a lot of pharma people also working into that particular step into that, and they're proving really wonderful in that particular area. So they are becoming up to side head. My one of the side head is a pharma background, M-Pharm background. Even my business head is a M-Pharm background. So there are a lot of people. I need not to give example. You can just see in pharma industry, chief operating officers are pharma background, side heads are M-Pharm, B-Pharm people. They are doing that develop because at the starting stage only your academic excellence will be working out. After working for 3 4 years, you will have to look in business, different business verticals. It is not that every entire life I will work only for API manufacturing. The person who is having good subject in the production quality area of API manufacturing and formulation will definitely go in the vertical of business head and side head level. Otherwise, he will be expert subject matter only in that particular limited area. So in order to do so, I feel the students also should grab that opportunities. Saying no is maybe easy. If you don't want to move where there is no risk, there is no development straight away. The straight answer is like that. So you need to take the challenge. I'm a basically engineer was starting. I am an electrical engineer, basically work for Indian Air Force for the nation for 20 years into multiple maintenance shop floor level. But now I choose my field after coming out because since those things are not available outside in the civil public, I thought choosing in that particular HR. I have got multiple opportunities wherein I felt that I can do a lot of contribution in this particular HR field because of my experience or the management skill which I developed from the defense area. I think it's proving better for the last 12 years. Probably I joined in two biggest pharma industrial, the two leaders, James. I am working and I feel very happy. Probably my subject, my knowledge can help share the people to develop. But I never feel that I am only a lead example because there are I need to take a lot of other people to take as an example by this time. It is my virtue of my role in the different semi-government, semi-government and non-government, which I moved laterally because of that reason. That is a different thing. But there is no stop for learning. There is no saying for learning, and the people are showing interest, non-pharma people. But it is the people right time for the people to come up and say that I am ready for any kind of the role in a pharma. But they should show also their own interest to develop their career. It's not that just coming to the office like IT guys and going and doing the job. If you want high-end kind of a software related, or if you start looking for the comfort at the start level, probably growth will be very less. That's what my experience. That's what I feel. So probably I have given right answer to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for your answers.
Any other question?
One question from the participant,
Yeah.
K. Navya. So without
Sir, I
any
have a
work,
question. Sir.
Hello. Yeah, there is some question from Navya.
yes, sir. Without any working experience, if a graduate student is attend for a interview, on
Yeah.
which basis the company will decide that the person is having ability?
Sure, you are having a good question. That's what actually that is the main motto of bringing this presentation to the students for me. Let me tell you two things between the. I'm talking about my HR profession because you can easily understand compared to your education. there is a difference between the B schools and other schools which we observe it. Why the top B schools are rated high, or why the top B schools are paid more? When you see this particular course curriculum or day-to-day practices or industrial exposures, they are really ready to be available for industry from the next step they are entering into the organization. I mean to say, I just checked with most of the people from the top B schools, how is your work study culture or how you are going to develop. They says that whatever the subject is taught or the topic is taught, they need to go and make a presentation at the evening every day of that particular topic. In order to make the presentation, they need to go to library and refer many more books, because the basic primer of only give only little input by the lecturer of the college, he will not give full deep subject. He will ask the student to prepare a presentation of the topic by collecting other books from the library. So there, most of the time, we go into the library up to night 10, 11 o'clock by either brainstorming with the friends or collecting the book, and every student will be given a different topic on that particular same book. So that makes a student, showing interest, getting the information and preparing themselves. The second thing is what I understood is like industrial readiness. I know that most of the projects are being carried out by the industries, well-reputed organizations. But there are two things we are feeling the difference. One is when a project you are assigning, we are seeing that people are taking very casual attitude. Either they just copy the senior project, go to the Xerox shop and printing their name, doing control alt find and replace kind of a thing, and then just getting the score of academics. Okay, just as a part of curriculum, they are completing it. With that, they may gain a score, they may get an academic subject. But if questions are asked on the project, they are totally blank. So my point is, whenever they are really going for a 2 month, 3 month industrial orientation or doing project, they should take it very seriously so that they understand what is the business need. Because we never treat the student when they are coming for industrial orientation that as a student, we will equally respect them as a our same employee colleague, and then we will tag them to the senior most person of the in the department as a HOD, so that they can guide more and more knowledge impart them also. That is one of the things. So if really a student who are industrial interested in this particular learning, they must properly utilize the time in the their project, one or two projects what they are going to do 3 months. Sincerely, they should go. They should not misutilize their, some people just take their personal benefit and then show the 3 month project. Some people are there who get a certificate for namesake. This won't get benefit really when they want to, cherish in their future. So what happens is when they are going for industrial at the student level, they will really learn and get the things so that they know what is that industry looking for. When they face interview also, they will give the right answer and the right way they will present, and probably they will also attain those competencies what I said that industry is looking for. So then definitely when definitely all the people coming from campus are getting into entry level position only. It is not that directly at senior level we cannot put them, but again their capabilities we will look into. If they are really capable enough, they will be taking at entry level, within no time they will be boosting to the next level. So because of that reason only, we want them to focus not only in the academia, they need to also focus in the industrial practical projects, whether they are going for orientation or so 1 day orientation is different part, but they should definitely do for 2 to 3 months project sincerely in an industry and learn in and out of the organization, and they should get benefit of those things, which will make them confident when they are writing an interview and selecting for any company. Probably this will give the reply for you. Purnima?
Sir,
Sir,
Yeah,
thank you, sir. Rajwell,
yeah,
sir.
sir, I have a question, sir.
yeah.
Sir, what are the challenges faced in the pharma industry?
Just I want to have some more clarity on that, in the sense in which direction actually your question is. What are the
What are
challenges
the barriers?
industry?
Barriers, sir.
No, no, let me tell you, when I'm talking about as a pharma industry means there are 3, 4 points I will tell you. You can just tell me which area you are looking into. One is growth of pharma industry are looking for the opportunity for the business run. That what are the challenges for the business growth? One is the challenges towards globalization or competency or availability of the material. One is the challenges developing of the new drug molecules or challenges of the doing of business expansions in the multiple countries. And one is the challenges of getting the talent, required talent for the industry from the academics. So the right skill for the organization. Which of the areas actually your question is related to that? Accordingly, I can reply back.
Yeah, when a person coming from the academic into the industry, what
Yeah.
are the challenges?
Fine. My actually the topic was on the same thing. The attributes, the technical skill, the industrial exposure, the practical way of conveying the things, not understanding as a business acumen. These are the main challenges that we are looking into, and the one most common aspect today is the communication. People are coming with Chaitanya 90% to the college PG with 90% certificates with us. But I'm literally saying they are don't have any kind of a insights for the just basic commercial mathematics or basic communication skill or drafting skills. Grammatically, they are very poor. Problem is when our organization is a local, okay, when we are doing business only in our Andhra, Telangana, and we know that there is no customer or business partner is from other states or other, so we will have only our local Telugu people. We may not have much difficulty because we can speak in Telugu, write in Telugu, communicate in Telugu, do our business locally. But when we want to do business with our neighboring state, Tamil Nadu, probably they may not know Telugu. I need to know Tamil sometimes. Or I need to know other common language which we both are understanding. Now in the global environment, when as a biocon I am saying we are doing our business is more than 120 countries in the world. Today we have 180 plus countries, out of which 120 countries our product is going. It means you understand two-thirds of the world is occupied by biocon business, or with partnering or directly. So when we tell that business we want to expand with multiple countries, we may also have to face the audit of the regulatory authority of those countries in India. And when our employees are unable to demonstrate the competencies required to, show there, definitely we will not be able to make the numbers, right? So in order to do so, we want the right person to communicate the right skill, right knowledge, the right time in the right way, in a professional manner, a right way of book documentation, right documentation practices, and understanding the right business and knowing the rules and regulation of each country, what is patent, what is ANDA, what is DMF filing, all those things people should acquire those kind of a good skills. So this is one of the challenge we are getting in today's, especially in Andhra, Telangana colleges. Once again, I am telling, communication is one of the biggest challenge. People should develop that communication skill rightly to demonstrate their knowledge, their wisdom, what they have. That is one of the biggest challenge. And technically, they are only focusing on their academic subject. Besides academic subject, they also must know little bit logical reasoning and little bit commercial math subject. Simply when we are asking the question, how we are getting this percentage of mark, they are unable to calculate, saying that I am a non-mathematics candidate. This is not the right acceptable answer for any kind of a question. We have seen the people with MSc, Master of Science, with people of 80% of the people, subject, academic score. And when we ask, what is the score you got? Say that I am 80% subject. When you, how you got 80%, can you tell? No answer. Even 10th score, they are unable to calculate how they are. They say that I am not a non-mathematics student. So what about how you are calculating your currency? How you are calculating your profit and loss account? If you don't know about this, how you are going to develop in organization? How you can be a responsible HOD or a business stakeholder when you are going to partner with other companies? Because all financial end results are mathematics only. There is nothing without numbers. So these people should develop. These are the minimum things that we should develop: commercial math, good communication, good attire, and presenting themselves. These only the makes themselves correctly fit for the global standard organizations. Okay, that is a different. Some proprietary company want to take some relatives in, or some knowing fellows in. That is a different matter that I don't want to comment on that. Okay, so these are the challenges from the students, and a little bit some people I find, like casual attitude also people should not have when they are attending any kind of.
Thank you, sir. I have one more question.
Yeah.
Sir, you have shared number of basic things for a candidate, how to get prepared for an interview.
Right.
And as a senior HR manager, what do you look for when recruiting a candidate?
The first and foremost thing I look for at integrity. No compromise with an integrity. That is my first and foremost requirement. It is not my, I am talking about as an HR professional. HR stands for integrity, and we look for the integrity. So anybody deviating that integrity, giving the false information, bullifying the subject, or giving some kind of a wrong information, or making any PAN member dissatisfied, will give a negative remark. That is the first point of the thing, that integrity. So whatever they know, let them tell truly. Truthfulness will save their skill for many more things. If they don't have knowledge, also we don't bother. We can develop them. But if they don't have the right attitude and right integrity behavior, probably it is very difficult for us to develop career, because those kind of inherited in our body skills, right? So what is the benefit for us if I am paying a lot of money and taking good academic student with academic ability skills? If they don't have right attitude, right integrity part, then probably he is not suitable for organization. That is the first point that we look into. The second point is giving a confidence to the yes, I can do. That go-getter attitude is one of the most important thing that we look into the multiple organization. No, sir, it's very difficult. I may not be able to do. I cannot do this challenge. Uh, Probably that will give little lesser sense when you compare, with peer group. We want looking for a person who is very confident on their capabilities. We also know that what are the project to be assigned to the person at their entry level. It is not that we will bring directly a mountain on their head. Okay, we will try to develop into that particular level, because in all the global industries, the on-roll positions are career oriented. In the sense, they join at entry level. Definitely, we expect them to grow to multiple levels over a period of time. If any role is not having career path, generally we don't offer them as an on-roll job. We will outsource that particular role outside, right? So when a person is not having that lean towards career growth, or is not confident on what capability he is, it is difficult for us to judge whether the person is suitable for the job or not. There are, adaptability, flexibility, sustainability, and then reliability, and then taking go-getter kind of a attitude will definitely help us in selecting candidate. This one. Okay, sometimes knowledge and skill we will try to develop over a period of time in our manager training, HR training. We will try to develop, but he is not having attitude at all. Probably, it's not no much use for us. That is second thing we are looking into. Third thing is multitasking, multi-skilling capability. Okay, you know that today's in the global market, people is not that, sir, I want to do only production. I am very much good in production. I will do only production. No, a person can grow in production area up to certain extent. A person can grow in quality area up to certain extent. Thereafter, if you want to become team lead, group lead, function lead, domain lead, or any kind of head, he should not conserve his mind and reserve himself. He should be willing fully to do all multitasking, and he should be able to take up any kind of assignment. Because one site head, typically from chemistry background, pharma background, heads engineering department, safety department, though he doesn't have much of the idea about the core subject, but he is ready to, willing to take over, because he is answerable to the government in this kind of area. It is very easy if they have that multitasking, multi-attitude, this particular nature. That is also one of the important factor that we are looking into this. So another, sometimes it will help definitely that good team player. Good team player means selfishness. If they are everything, if they are saying I in the sense, I think will not work out in an industry. When we say that we can do, we will be able to do, we have done this thing, we have done that thing, it will give little bit an idea that he is a good team player. He is ready to, accept the somebody's contribution or his contribution in the particular project development. I have done this particular thing. I have developed this particular thing. Will think in kind of a, some insight for us that he always put himself in front for everything. He doesn't allow anybody to come up in the team. So this sort of things also we will look into that particular in nature. And of course, the people who has got encyclopedia subject besides their subject, those are very much passionate in sports activities, cultural activities, who themselves has know how to balance their work and life, who will give prioritization of the main task of, when we assign certain kind of thing, and who do not have any fear. Of course, these are certain qualities we generally senior looking to, and no matter whether it is a junior position or a senior position, because when a person becomes a graduate, he is matured enough. That is what our decision.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
Over
you,
to
sir.
Purnima.
Thank you, sir, for the
Any
detailed
more?
explanation for queries.
Thank you very much for the questions that you people have put in, and I am very much happy. Probably, if any other questions are there, through Dr. Vijay, people can send. Whichever the best I can answer, I will try to give a reply with suitable things. If I am not probably I will try to get answers from my peers, colleagues, or my head office, and then try to give the right answer, which make you people satisfied on this particular thing.
Now I request our principal, Dr. Anna Balaji Garu, to felicitate our chief guest, Mr. M. Krishnamohan Garu, Senior Manager, Human Resource Department, Biocon, Hyderabad, with a token of appreciation by giving a certificate of appreciation.
A very good afternoon to you, sir. Krishnamon Garu. I am really thankful, and I thank on behalf of the management of Sree Vidyanikethan College of Pharmacy, our directors, our on behalf of myself, our teaching staff, and our students for accepting our invitation and giving this very great lecture. It is inspiring, and you have even gone to the smallest of small points that the students should develop or assimilate during their 4 years of B Pharmacy or 6 years pharmacy course, and develop all these attributes and skills to become successful in their career when they are joining a big company like yours. Also, I would like to congratulate on your successful approval for your company, Itolizumab. That I think it is a very great contribution to mankind, especially in the COVID season.
Right.
And of course, as you said, Biocon, we have been, I am a Bangalorean, so we are very proud of Biocon in Karnataka and Bangalore especially. And we are from Sree Vidyanikethan, we are very happy to be associated with you. And as I want to tell you, we are having MOUs with Hetero, Aspiro, Honor, and Madras Pharma, all big companies.
Excellent.
Future, we'll be looking forward to have many more interactions and many more programs with you and people from your company, of course, with your help and blessings.
Sure.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, when the college reopens, we would like to invite you. Probably you can visit Tirupati and meet all of us, and it will be a very good opportunity for our students to meet you. Thank you very much. We are presenting a small e-certificate as a token of our appreciation, and later on when the college reopens, a hard copy will be posted to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much for your great gesture, and I will be very much happy. And before actually we are closing down this particular thing, I would like to say a few words. Okay, in especially in our mother tongue, basically my mother tongue, Telugu. Okay, as most of the participants probably understand Telugu, right? Is there anyone who is there not understanding Telugu? No. Is it okay if we can have a few
Yes,
words?
sir. Almost all of us are Telugu people only.
Fine. First of all, Dr. Vijay, and he initiated this Kunaru, and he in the college management team, and especially the well-renowned our great Dr. Mohan Babu Garu, who is Padma Sree, and few things just I would like to enumerate it, and then nothing to do on this. See, anything మన జీవితంలో ఒక ఆశయం అనేది ఉంటే స్టార్టింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ స్కూల్ లెవెల్ కాలేజ్ లెవెల్ దగ్గర నుంచి దాని గోల్ ఆ యొక్క ఆశయం చేరుకోవాలి అంటే చాలా కష్టపడాలి. ఒక్క రోజుతోటి మిడ్ నైట్లో వచ్చేసి ఈజీ మనీ అనేది లేకపోతే చాలా ఈజీగా వచ్చే అచీవ్మెంట్స్ అనేవి సక్సెస్గా నిలవడం తొందరగా. ఓకే, లాంగ్ రన్లో మనం ఒక ఎత్తుకు ఎదగాలి, మనల్ని చూసి ఒక 10 మంది మనల్ని తలెత్తుకునేలా చేయాలి, లేకపోతే మనల్ని ఒక చూసి కొంతమంది మనలాగా పైకి ఎదగాలి, మనం 10 మందికి తోడ్పడాలి వాళ్ళ ఎదుగుదలకి అని ఒక ఆశయం డెవలప్ చేయాలంటే యాక్చువల్లీ యూ పీపుల్ ఆర్ మేకింగ్ దట్ ఫౌండేషన్ స్టోన్. సో ఈ విషయంలో ఐ రియలీ మై సిన్సియర్ థ్యాంక్స్ టు ద మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ శ్రీ విద్యానికేతన్ ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ ట్రస్ట్. ఈరోజు 28 years సక్సెస్ఫుల్లీ సిల్వర్ జూబ్లీ చేసుకుని 28 years అయింది ఆర్గనైజేషన్. అండ్ దీనికి ప్రాబబ్లీ డాక్టర్ మోహన్ బాబు గారు ఆయన ఆయన కృషి అనేది ఫస్ట్ ఆయనకి కృషి అన్నా కూడా ముందర నేను అనుకోవడం ఒక ఆలోచన, ద ఐడియా బిహైండ్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్. ఒక వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ గారి దగ్గర నుంచి ఒక హెడ్ మాస్టర్ ఒక రావచ్చు, అది ఆశయం అలా ఉండొచ్చు. బట్ ఆ తర్వాత ఆయన వెళ్ళి డిఫరెంట్ ఫీల్డ్లో ఒక ఫిజికల్ డైరెక్టర్ కింద కాలేజీలో స్కూల్లో చేసిన తర్వాత ఫర్దర్గా సినీ ఫీల్డ్ వెళ్ళడం అనుకోండి. ఆ తర్వాత there is something in HR management we call as a management the seven big heads, seven head stories అంటాము, లేకపోతే బిగ్ థింకింగ్ హెడ్స్ అంటాము, లేకపోతే వేర్ ద షూస్ అంటాము. అంటే ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ మనం అవతల వాడిలాగా ఆలోచించాలి ఏదైనా మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు కానీ చేసేటప్పుడు కానీ. సో అది ప్రాబబ్లీ మనకి జీవితంలో అడాప్ట్ కాలేకపోవచ్చు. బట్ నేను చూసినంత వరకు ఇట్ ఈస్ ద టఫెస్ట్ ఛాలెంజ్ ఫర్ అన్ యాక్టర్ టు బిహేవ్ ప్రొఫెషనల్లీ లైక్ యాజ్ యూజువల్. ఒక డాక్టర్ రోల్ వేయాలి అంటే పూర్తిగా డాక్టర్లా మారిపోవాలి. అలా మారాలి అంటే వారు పూర్తిగా డాక్టర్ ఒక లైఫ్ని వాళ్ళు అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవాలి. పరకాయ ప్రవేశం చేసినంత చాలా కష్టం. సిమిలర్గా నెక్స్ట్ ఒక లాయర్ రోల్ వేయాలి, ఇంకొక లీడ్ రోల్ వేయాలి. ఎలాంటి ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ యాక్టర్ ఒక తండ్రి రోల్, కొడుకు రోల్, భర్త రోల్ ఏ రోల్ వేయాలన్నా కూడా అది మనం అనుకున్నంత ఈజీ అయిన విషయం అయితే కాదు నాకు తెలిసినంత వరకు. అలాంటి రోల్స్ ఎన్నో చేసి ఎంతో మందిని మెప్పించారు అంటే ఈజ్ రియల్లీ లెజెండరీ అనుకోవచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే హీ హాజ్ అండర్స్టూడ్ దట్ లైఫ్ హిస్టరీస్ ఆఫ్ దోస్ మెనీ రోల్స్. ఈరోజు వీఆర్ ఆల్ ఇన్ ద ప్రొఫెషన్ ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ హార్డ్లీ 1 జాబ్ 2 జాబ్స్, అంతకన్నా మనం మేబీ వీఆర్ నాట్ డూయింగ్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ థింగ్. అదర్ దెన్ దట్ ఒక డాక్టర్ వెళ్తామంటే ఆయన ఎలా ఉంటారో వాళ్ళు ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తారని మనకు తెలియదు. బట్ ఈవెన్ అండ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్లో కూడా ఆ యొక్క టాలెంట్ అనేది ఇక్కడ కూడా అవసరం అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే వెన్ వీఆర్ బిహేవింగ్ లైక్ ఎ మేనేజర్ యూ నీడ్ టు థింక్ ఎస్ ఎ మేనేజర్, వెన్ యూఆర్ థింకింగ్ టీమ్ లీడ్ ఒక టీమ్ లాగా ఉండాలని. సో ఈ రకంగా ఇన్సైట్స్ కూడా మనకి ఆయన నుంచి ఒక ఇన్స్పిరేషన్గా తీసుకోవడానికి చాలా దోహదపడతాయని నేను అనుకుంటాను. Actually, all the students are very much privileged. When I heard first about the Sree Vidyanikethan, actually it has come goosebumps for me. Let me tell you why. Because I am from military background, defense background, so discipline definitely is in the backbone of us. అండ్ దానికి మరొక మారు పేరు తెలుగు ఇండస్ట్రీలో మీరు చెప్పుకోవాలంటే మోహన్ బాబు గారు అని విన్నాను నేను. ఐ నెవర్ హ్యాడ్ ఎనీ ఇంట్రాక్షన్, ఎప్పుడు నేను చూడడం అనేది జరగలేదు. బట్ ఎన్టీ రామారావు గారి తర్వాత అలాంటి సహవాసం చేసి అలాంటి ఒక డిసిప్లిన్ ఈ రోజు వరకు సెట్స్లో ఉంచుకోవడం కానీ, ఈ రోజు నేను అనుకోవడం ఈ రోజు వాళ్ళు కానీ వాళ్ళ ఫ్యామిలీ కానీ ఒక లెజెండరీగా ఇంత మంచి అవార్డ్స్తో వరల్డ్ వైడ్గా ఒక డాక్టరేట్ పొంది ఒక ఫేమస్గా ఒక మనందరికీ ఒక రోల్ మోడల్గా ఉన్నారంటే దానికి గల కారణం వాళ్ళ కృషి, వాళ్ళ యొక్క నిబద్ధత. ఈ రెండు నెవర్ దే విల్ ఫాల్ డౌన్ ఆన్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్. అంటే వాళ్ళు ఆ రోజు అలా పిల్లర్స్ స్ట్రాంగ్గా వేసుకున్నారు కాబట్టి ఈరోజు ఒక ఫీల్డ్ అని కాకుండా అన్ని ఫీల్డ్కి వాళ్ళు ఎదగలిగారు. ఇన్ని వందల మంది వేల మంది స్టూడెంట్స్కి భవిష్యత్తు చూపించగలుగుతున్నారు. యాజ్ ఎ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ కేజీ టు పీజీ అనే ఒక దానికి ఐ థింక్ ఒక కేజీలో చేరితే ఎలాంటి పీజీ కావాలంటే అలాంటి పీజీ కోర్స్ చేసే ఫెసిలిటీ వాళ్ళు కల్పిస్తున్నారు. అది ఐ థింక్ దిస్ రియల్లీ అప్రిషియబుల్. ఈ యొక్క మీడియా ద్వారా ఈ యొక్క అకేషన్ ద్వారా ఐ ఆల్సో గాట్ అన్ ఆపర్చునిటీ టు థ్యాంక్ హిమ్ అండ్ టు ప్రేజ్ హిమ్, అండ్ రియల్లీ హీ ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద రోల్ మోడల్ ఇన్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ సోషల్ ఎరా ఫర్ అస్. అండ్ నేను అందరూ అనుకుంటున్నాను, ఎందుకంటే మనం ఆ యొక్క మీరు అకాడమిక్స్లో మీకు ఆపర్చునిటీ గాట్ గుడ్ ఆపర్చునిటీ టు వర్క్ విత్ హిమ్, టు స్టడీ ఇన్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. డెఫినెట్లీ బిసైడ్స్ యువర్ అకాడమిక్ ఎక్సలెన్స్, మనం చదువుకున్నదే కాకుండా ఈ యొక్క వాల్యూస్ మోరల్స్ ఏవైతే ఇప్పటివరకు మీరు డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నామో వీటన్నిటినీ కూడా మీరు అక్కడి నుంచి డెవలప్ చేసుకొని ఐ థింక్ ఆ ఫ్లాగ్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా పైకి ఎగిరేటట్టుగానే చూస్తారన్న ఉద్దేశంతో ఐ వాంట్ టు convey once again with a lot of thanks for providing me such a wonderful opportunity to management of the particular institution at the trust, and at the same time Dr. Mohan Babu and their family. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for being an opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. S. Vijayaraj sir to propose vote of thanks.
I take the privilege to propose vote of thanks for the 3 days national webinar organized by Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis, Sree Vidyanikethan College of Pharmacy, Tirupati. I would like to thank our Honorable Chairman, Padma Shri Dr. M. Mohan Babu Garu, and revered CEO, Mr. Vishnu Manchu, for providing us a platform to organize this national webinar. I take this opportunity to thank our principal, Dr. Anna Balaji Garu, Vice Principal, Dr. S. Mohanalashmi, and Head of the Department, Dr. R. Shanmugam, for providing continuous support in organizing this webinar. I bestow my sincere thanks to our speakers, Mr. Manikanta, AGM Arabindo Pharma Limited, Hyderabad, Mr. KV Raghav Reddy Garu, Corporate HR Head, Hetero Labs Limited, Hyderabad, and Mr. Krishna Mohan, Senior HRD Manager, Biocon Limited, Hyderabad. All our speakers, in spite of their busy schedule in industry, they readily accepted our invitation and spared their valuable time for the benefit of student community. I thank them heartily. I would like to thank all the faculty members of Sree Vidyanikethan and especially my fellow organizing team members, Mr. P. Rajvel and Dr. B. Purnima, for their cooperation in the successful conduct of the webinar. I would like to thank the PG students of pharmaceutical analysis for their groundwork in conduct of this program. Last but not the least, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants of the 3 days webinar. We received an overwhelming registration of 775 and more than 500 participants viewed our sessions through the YouTube streaming. Without your support, the conduct of the webinar may not be possible. We request a similar kind of support for our future programs also. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I have an announcement for the participants. I request all the delegates kindly fill the feedback form before 6 p.m. available in a YouTube chat box and also through the WhatsApp groups. With this, we are closing the session. Thank you one and all.
Thank you.